Look, it's episode 98. I'm running out of fancy ideas on how to kick these off. But given the progress I've made, this might be the last time that's a worry. I think today we finish building a Locost. Now, what I'm not going to do here is say, right, this car's completely finished. Because it won't be. It'll be ready to drive in anger, I would like to think. Well, certainly, from moving out here it'll be ready. We'll need to tweak as we go, but I don't want to have to open up and take panels off. This has to be the, right, put it together and take it to a track. I know it's not going to be ready for an IVA, and I'm sure I'll accept loads of comments from everyone telling me all of the wonderful things I've missed, and to be quite honest, I welcome that, because it is actually really useful. Many people, as you have said in the comments, some even reminding me, I told you that 50 episodes ago. Yes, you're right, and I do appreciate it. I appreciate everyone who's actually had comments and input in this from build one, because it has helped. It has genuinely helped. And this isn't finished. So, you know, the car will be built, but there's many more things to do. Keep the comments coming. It's totally fine. So, what we need to think here is this car is going to be going at a speed of up to 70 miles an hour on a track condition. I want to make sure that it's going to do that safely and reliably. So what haven't I finished yet? I don't know how you guys organise your chaos, but for me, this worky bench is also my goods in bench. If I have something that needs to go onto the car or needs to be addressed in the car, if it's lying in this bench, I need to deal with it. There's also many things lying here that have got nothing to do with that task, but I know what's going on, and that's the important thing. Lots of space. Anyway, one thing here you'll notice is we have great big P-clips and small sticky-on cable loom clips for holding looms of cable in a clipped fashion. I don't know the exact word for this. We'll get into this in a wee second, but cable management is something still outstanding. We've sorted the loom. It's all kind of run front to back, with the exception of the dashboard, obviously. But I still need to final mount that, because right now, if we do hard cornering, if there's vibration, it can still move around. And there's one very important bit, right in the transmission tunnel, where it could actually catch a prop. That's not going to be any use. We need to fix that. So that's going to be step one. While we're here though, with the big long thing that's going to drag out over the whole episode, remember the alternator keeps putting like 17 volts up the arse of the ECU. I'll be honest, I think the alternator's goosed. This is a known thing, having looked into MX-5 alternators, that the regulator just fries. It's built into the alternator. It's a whole thing, right? Luckily, of many other MX-5s that I have broke and taken parts out of, a spare alternator was one of the things. And I thought, yay, this will be an easy thing to chalk off. And I hunted it out. It won't. That's going in the bin. So we need a new alternator. But that's clearly going to be at the end of the episode, because I'll need to order that off of some common or garden website and then wait 2 weeks for it to arrive. Wonder if I can finish this car before this hoodie finishes itself. I know we've got alternator issues, but we've also got a big cable here, which is just dangling about and waiting to touch the side of the exhaust manifold down here. I can't use any adhesive clips because the heat will just sort of reduce that. So it's going to go up underneath there, nice simple P-clip, put it inverted so that it tucks in out of the way, and bolt them on. Simple. And we will replace the bobbin holding the exhaust on, which has for some reason unfixed itself. As luck would have it, I have a lot of open sort of square section frame at the front of the car, and that's quite handy for cable ties. So as a result, much of the loom is actually already held in, and it's pretty secure by all accounts. Might do something with this, obviously, because it's not. But yeah, all the latey stuff, all of that looks pretty good. The problems start when you get to here, because that obviously has to run the same route as that guy did, but it's far chunkier. So let's get something far chunkier. And we'll use the same but different, but still the same but bigger. Welcome to the transmission tunnel catastrophe. As you can see, we have run the loom in and it's been very much a let's just see if it fits and then test it. And it's not obviously going to stay like that. So where are we? Yes, so it all kind of vanishes up there. So we need to secure all of those bits. And given that there's already some P-clips there for the fuel line, a second P-clip above it might be useful, might not, I don't know. So yeah, that might not be the case. But my big problem, my really big problem, is if you look above the drive shaft for the diff, yeah, that's danger close. And it pops out a wee bit like that, and then comes down here. Again, secured to nothing, and then through here to what is now an absolute horror story, because we changed the fuel pump and I've done nothing about anything. And then obviously I've got all these loose wires in the back where the lights go, so these need divine intervention too. So that's going to be the next task. Come build a car, put it on YouTube, we'll have some laughs. It probably doesn't look that much different, but this is now significantly neater. Key points to note, we have used the sticky tabs on the back of the body, as you can see, just to keep the loom from rattling about and causing problems. We've tidied up the hoses for the fuel pump, obviously, because it was terrible. We've also changed the routing for this stuff. Now we're using P-clips at critical areas because they're going to be stronger than those little plastic ones, but rather than run it up this side, which wasn't really the best route, we'll run it down this side, and as you can see, somewhat controversially, went through the bottom aperture for here, but I have used a significant amount of P-clips around about this area just to stop this from getting close to the snout, and truth be told, it really doesn't. I know it looks quite bad in the camera, but there is a good finger gap of clearance. This guy's mounted right here, so chances of any deflection getting to there are what I would call pretty low. So this is all pretty much mounted the way it should be. What do we have left to do on wiring? So from here forward, it's neat. And from there back, it's neat. But Jesus Christ, no matter how much I do, and how much we try,
no, it's getting there. Look, there is, like, the switches are all wired in. This needs tidied up, but it's...
Yeah, so the M unit is living there, and we will obviously kind of trim these down and make them into neat little feed-in loops and stuff like that, but Jesus. So the ECU is now fully plumbed into the new fuse box. These are almost fully fused, so you see I've got 3 wee stumpy guys there still to do that go into the engine, and then the rest is just the M unit. Now, the M unit, we should kind of point out, has more or less been completed with the exception of the dash being made, because we forgot the switches, and I did say in the last episode there was a reason why I was going to have an anodized aluminium mounting plate. Here's where the genius comes in, because I have had this etched.
Yeah, so you can now actually, that'll go on the dash.
Yeah,
the other one's somewhere.
Yeah. So here's the one that will go in the center of the dash. Look at that. I don't know what we're doing with this yet, but I like the option of
just leave that as a switch that everybody will always wonder what it's for.
Yeah, I'll leave it blank.
What does that switch do?
I don't know. I'll make
that won't get annoying.
Make some stab up from this seat and just push the button. What does that do? So yeah, that main beam is a toggle. Fog light is press once to activate, press once again to stop. Horn's a horn, obviously.
It's quite straightforward.
It's pretty good.
Indicators are just push it once and it goes on, push it once it goes off. Yeah. Start button and ignition and then start button.
Yeah, obviously I won't mount in that direction.
Yeah, obviously that won't dash. But the good thing is with the magic of this is so you turn that on, the start button will then light up, and then you know that you can hit the button.
So we are getting there. Obviously this is taking a bit more than I ever had envisaged, but there are big roots for reasons. These will obviously get tape wrapped once they're all finished, which we'll probably have done in a moment.
Yeah, we still need to, like, most of the stuff's too long, but we just need to make sure that
there's mountains of excess, because we just didn't know where things were going to sit. But this, I mean, all of this will need trim back, because that plug pretty much can go from there to there, and
making it like reducing it in size is easy. We just want to make sure it's all in the correct place and actually works first.
Yeah.
But the key thing here is like, a lot of people are saying, oh, why this takes so long? And you go, yeah, but this is the full car wired. This is not just like, we started off as going, so we can go racing, we'll wire up the bare minimum, and it's like,
for all the effort.
We're already here.
For what I thought was for all the effort, I have been at this for days, if not weeks, but it is going to be worth just doing this right first time, because as you can see, when things get loom taped, you only need to loom tape it once. I'd have to cut this open and repackage all this loom if I'm adding more stuff to it, whereas if I just do it right, it made perfect sense to just do it right from the start, and it meant I wasn't having to butcher things to add more stuff.
Yeah, plus it means that if we do all the stuff and you test the car and it's all good now, then it's like, right, I'll just book the IVA.
Yeah, it's one thing
because it's ready to go.
It will be ready to go, because that's really the big headache. The rest of it's just making sharp edges not sharp.
I think it's worth the pain just now to save the hassle in the long run. Yeah.
I guess the next time we look at this, it will be wrapped, and then it's time to think about how to put these into that thing there. Not that I was going.
Yeah, because that's going to be quite tricky, because that's going to be wrapped as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I've got a plan. Don't worry.
Okay.
I've got a plan for everything bar wires. That's really where I draw a blank.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, leaving that J-clamp to the scuttle for several weeks was a power move, wasn't it? Balls. Oh, how optimistic I was at the start of this episode. But no, I don't think we're getting done today. However, as you can see, we have mountains of progress. The dash panel is now almost complete. I say almost because you can see we've got the cluster back out. I need to do some more math that is not required to get this car on track. But again, as I've said, the effort needed to just finish this for an IVA versus finish it for the track is near enough the same. It's just an extra hour or two of just doing things right. Now that being said, the doing it right thing is getting all of my warning lights to work on that. It's taken a bit of thought, but I should be able to work out how to do it. And if the warning lights all work, most of which you don't need to go and track, it will work for the IVA, and it means I don't need to mess around with it again. And as you can see by all of the loom wiring, doing that once means it's done and we don't need to cut things open again. Similarly, as you probably expect, the alternator hasn't arrived, so I can't actually finish that either. So we're going to get to 99 before we actually take this thing out. But you love a deadline. I love a deadline. No, an MX-5 told me I don't love a deadline, so let's not say that. Like, bell, subscribe, do the share, do all the things that folk on YouTube tell you to do. Go on patreon.com/toolsandtrack and do a bit more than that and help support awesome content like this. And until the next episode, which I hope will be the last build episode, try safe. But before I go, how cool is the wee light up start button? Yes.